Is there any questions, or can I continue?
We would like to go into the question answer mode. So if you could just share some light on the role of a person who's visually challenged in this field. Are there any specific obstacles? And then we can get straight into question answers.
The role of a visually challenged person, one can find gainful employment in grassroots levels, NGOs, hospitals, the community health organizations, schools, corporates, to handle the corporate social responsibilities. You could be a personnel manager. You could take up work in government social work bodies. You would always find avenues in the child and family welfare, mental health, or educational departments. Or you could have your own practice where you could be a family therapist or a researcher or be involved in counseling. Coming to specific difficulties, I would say getting an admission into the stream of medical psychiatry branch or clinical psychology branch of social work would be a little difficult task. Though I know people who have got admission and have been very successful in these careers. For visually challenged people, sometimes you have to go through a grilling of questions and queries asked. Also, the opportunities are wide after you complete. Also, you could take up adoption issues. You could work with geriatric issues. One could also be involved in domestic violence issues and various issues. The limitations are the limits and possibilities are many. The challenges would be that you would have to be a very broad-minded person. If the person has got mobility issues, this is one area where in the initial phase, say 5 years of your initial career, you would have to be a very mobile person. You would initially be involved in a lot of field work and be a person with very good communication skills, both written and oral communication and presentation skills. And if one has to have a hold into this field, then the practical exposure sessions during your career in college or in university have to be the key areas of focus, because it is not theory that helps in this field. It is experience, what you are able to learn from observation from other human behavior is what would help you in your career. So do not ever seek exemption on field work or field assignments, or to go into the community and take up assignments. If you are going to take up this career as independent independent career where you would be working as an independent practitioner, then you would have to also involve a lot of access technology with you. You may need a computer with a screen reading software or a magnification software like JAWS or Magic, and you need to have a scanner, the optical character reading software inbuilt in it. These are like the basics that could help you in various ways, simply to even maintain data and process your data. When you seek employment, one needs to always ask for a level playing field. Do not hesitate to ask for an escort if you have to go to a very a new place where you haven't been. Usually you could use one of your teammates as a person to guide you in new places, and seek support in the initial few weeks to be oriented to the new workplace and make your own mental map. And also you could be a key player to provide the making your own workplace a barrier-free environment. Slowly, of course. It's not like you can go and make all those demands straight on the first week. But also you could ask your employer to provide you with the basic access and technology needs that you have, which I have mentioned, and the skills that would help you as tools would be communication skills, resource mobilization skills, be a leader, be a team player, be a wonderful organizer and coordinator, and strategize and be a planner. And another skill that you need to equip yourself is finance and budgeting skills if you want to reach up the hierarchy. And these are the fundamental things that you need to keep in mind. It is a very broad field, and if you ask me how many of them are there in this field, they're countless. There are people who have reached the level of deputy managers or assistant managers in the government sector, people who have been with various kind of disabilities. I would say disability is not an issue with this field. All you need to have is a heart that would be able to take up challenges and have a kind of empathetic view towards the issues.
We would like to go for the question answers now. So,
Yeah.
Ma'am, my name is Ashmira and I'm in FIBA. I would like to ask you that actually I want to work with the mentally challenged people, as in the So I want to know that how much is it possible for a mentally challenged person to work in this field, because I know it is possible, but then still I want to brief on it.
When you mean mentally challenged people, are you talking of the people with mental retardation or with mental illness?
Mental retardation, as in people, children who are autistic or maybe who are as in hyperactive or something of that sort.
That should not be an issue. When you are working with children, you would have to work with a lot of visual aids. So those flashcards and all needs to be made, which is not an issue. All you would need to have is a secretarial kind of assistance, or you would have other team workers with you who would also be involved, and one could do a sharing of those resource materials that need to be made. Once those visual aids are in your hand and you make your own coding systems for what those visual materials are, with either with your own braille system or with simple marking, I think you should be able to work, because I do work with a lot of children with cerebral palsy, autism, and mental retardation, and I, of course, most of the time do not happen to see the expression, is the child focusing correctly on the visual aids that I'm using. But then one always uses the other senses, and the minute you're able to work on establishing rapport, that should not be an issue. The vision should not be an issue.
Hi ma'am, my name is Prashant. My question is, how the social sciences help in civil services competitive exam, and which are they?
In the civil services, of course, the options in psychology and sociology and social work, all the three subjects are there. So you could still go ahead and prepare for the UPSC or the other civil services examinations of various states. So the options are there, so that should not be an issue. But probably a combination of subjects like sociology and social work would not be allowed. You would have to take another option. But the opportunities are good. I mean, you need to be thorough in the subject, and because since it is a vast theory that happens with sociology and psychology, should be able to remember, to the point when you answer those multiple choice questions. It is a good possibility, and you could go ahead with it.
Hello ma'am, I'm Dhananjay Bole. I'm working with Bioinformatics Center, University of Pune. Very soon we are going to establish Advanced Technology Center for Visually Challenged for solving the science and technology related problems of visually challenged people. But one of our objectives is to start courses like postgraduate diploma in disability studies. So we are designing curriculum for this such kind of courses. So according to you, where should we focus? Means what things we should include in our syllabus for the course?
Would this be a distance education or a direct?
No. Direct education, full-time courses.
It would be full-time course.
Yes.
It would have to have a large component of counseling. It should have a large component of counseling guidance, personality development, or rehabilitation as a broad subject. It should have also subdivisions into each kind of disability: visual impairment, hearing impairment, mental retardation, mentally challenged persons, autism, cerebral palsy, orthopedic impairment. Each of them would have to constitute a paper in a semester. And also, what are the referral services that would be required? I mean, what are the interdisciplinary work that one would have to do when one is involved with disability? Take, for instance, the occupation therapy, the physiotherapy. It is a multidisciplinary approach, so you should have aspects into that. Certain aspects of pedagogy and early childhood development is a very important aspect that you need to have, because many disabilities, secondary disabilities happen just because one does not understand the child development aspect, and people land up with secondary disabilities just because of the primary disability. And also you need to have finance management and marketing skills added into it.
Again, if means what will be the scope of this means course when in terms of employment? I got many ideas from your talk, but specifically what will you means inform me?
When one takes disability studies, to be specific, say for instance, this course that I have done creates only 30 professionals in a year, and all of us who have come out of this course today occupy high positions. Like people are what you say, South Asian regional representatives of Christopher Linden Mission. They are people employed with Sight Savers International, or people in various hospitals heading the early intervention requirements. There are people as lecturers. There are people in social welfare boards of government and public sector undertakings, and also people occupying responsibilities in terms of the corporate social responsibility heads. And one could initiate one's own NGO where you would be advocating and implementing services that are close to your heart. One could be head of educational services as inclusive educational services. So the opportunities are wide and wide. I don't think there is, like say in my 15 years or 10 years of my career, the minute I finish my course until this day, Not even one day I have been unemployed. I mean, I always had a job offer at least a week before I decided to leave the other job. And so has been the case with other colleagues of mine. Employment opportunities with these are not a problem, because also recently every government, state government initiates state district level management programs for disabilities. And also, if one has the NAT, one could also diversify into disaster management of persons with disabilities. The disasters either lead to disabilities, or people with disabilities are the most vulnerable people in a disaster. Both ways. So you could also, people found a lot of employment when the tsunami happened, or when the earthquake happened. And other aspects that you could also incorporate into your course is access issues. One could also become a trained access auditor, and take in concepts of access auditing, both at a private level and at your job level.
Yeah, because of the time limitations, ma'am, we'll go for the last question now.
Hello, madam. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
I am Pravesh. I have done BTech, madam. Besides what information you have given for the social worker, my question is that is it essential for the person to work in the field of social worker to have a degree or diploma course in the field of social work?
Yeah, you have graduate level courses, you have postgraduate level courses.
Yeah.
A diploma holder is not given the kind of weightage that masters in social work or masters in rehabilitation science would be given. A diploma worker would be treated as a field worker, a community level worker. A graduate would be taken in as an entry level worker to a middle level worker. A postgraduate worker would be taken in as at the level of coordinator, program manager, and higher the number of years of experience, then the postgraduate level person would be able to move into program managers, heads of departments, or heads of projects. And also, if you have a Ph.D. or an M.Phil, you would be able to become regional representatives, country directors, or handle large projects of Oxfam or whatever. There are so many INGOs, United Nations linked organizations like UNICEF, UNESCO. The options are quite large. So you need to focus on a minimum postgraduate level kind of a qualification to draw in a decent kind of a package for yourself.
Okay, thanks, madam.
Hello, ma'am. I am Rahul from Pune. Ma'am, actually, my question is very simple question. First, you told me, are you worked in hospital? Because no, because I want to ask, how can manage patient problem, blind person?
It comes with understanding of, say for instance, I work in an eye hospital, so I have to be thorough with all the diagnosis related to each eye condition. What are the implications of that eye condition? So this diagnosis is made by a doctor, and the information comes to me in the form of a file. Definitely when you work in a hospital, everything is documented on paper. So all I need to know is understand the age, the diagnosis, and get information in return from the parents as to what the level of performance, the current functional level is. And then from there on, your confidence, your ability to chalk out a individual plan with that person is what takes over. for first 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, the focus of the client would be on you. They would be wondering, oh, this is a visually impaired person. What is this person going to give our troubled families a solution? But in turn, sometimes you need to use that as an asset and say, look, yes, you must be wondering, but if I could reach this level, and you are wandering from pillar to post in terms of a treatment, but we are here to tell you that yes, treatment is not possible, but these are the XYZ possibilities. When you divert the attention of your client from hunting for treatment to possibilities and improving quality of life for themselves and for their child, then the disability slowly vanishes, and then only what they are bothered is what they can benefit from you and what you can offer to them.
Excellent point.
For the cost that they are paying.
Excellent point, Sachu and Santaraparwala. There's many people wanting to ask questions, but we'll just take one quick question because we need to tie up the session. So the final question.
Hi, my name is Sarita. I am a volunteer teacher for the visually handicapped. I have a problem. Lots of my students want to be counselors, and in order to be a counselor, they need a degree in psychology. And just when they are in second year and going into third, they are told they can't take psychology because experiments are required. So, a lot of them lose heart and then take up subjects which have no career option, like philosophy or, things like that. So I have this problem, like, what does one do in order for them to go into guidance as a counselor? Like marital counselors, child problem children, counseling for such like?
Yeah, I completely understand, because here in Delhi University also, there is no reservation for visually impaired persons for the post of lecturership, or even one can't enter in as a lecturer in the department of psychology. Then you can imagine what is the possibility of that person becoming a professor at all. So even for the teaching line, there is a big barrier in the perception of people that psychology is a career that visually impaired people can't do. But I think somewhere you as a group have to take this up, because I know at least 2 other people who have taken up a career in psychology and are wonderful psychologists, giving guidance and career and handling marital issues, and are doing wonderful job out of it. It is only the issue of crossing that academic level. And sometimes what I have done is, when people find it in the second year to continue their education in full-term colleges, I have converted them into distance education courses. They finally got their degree. Ultimately, the degree matters, and then you register yourself as in the Rehabilitation Council of India as a clinical psychologist. And then the minute you have a registration number, it doesn't matter from where you got your degree, So that is the situation at present, and I think just the way one thought, there are people down south in Tamil Nadu who were rejected admission into medical and psychiatry just on the basis of visual impairment, but they fought and they managed to get through that course. Similarly, somewhere a group of us have to take this issue up, and probably Dr. Sam would be one of the key people who could help you through this, and to I should say this is discrimination.
We need to think out of the box, and we need to be innovative, Sachu, as you correctly point out. Thank you so much for sparing your time and taking off from casework right now. From all of us here, a big thank you.
It is
Yeah. Thank you so much.
And it was wonderful for me also to be able to reach out and to, if at all, manage to clarify certain doubts and hesitations one would have to take this as a career. Thank you. Wonderful speaking to you.
Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye.